Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop. And we're going to be talking about some of the differences between the Player 1, right? So this is the original Serious Player Only Player 1, right? This pink colorway and also this sea salt colorway. And here is the new Player 1 2023 version, right? So I have this colorway and also this colorway. So there are some little subtle differences which I think is really dope. So serious player only is for serious players only, I guess, right? That's kind of their motto. That's obviously that's their company name. And it's really dope because they actually listen to us, right? They listen to the consumer, they listen to us, like the people that actually test the shoes. They look at the reviews and stuff like that. And I've been talking to them and they say, you know, they're like, oh, so what do you think about it? And they actually made some changes to the shoe, right? The original Player 1, and then, you know, they changed up some stuff with the comments and the feedback that we've been giving them as far as like testers go, you know, like Chris from Wear Testers, even me, which is really cool, right? No one does that. You know what I mean? Nike doesn't do that. They're too good. Adidas doesn't do that. Under Armour doesn't do that. And there's a lot of things that I feel like are they should change. You know what I mean? Like especially Under Armour and also especially Adidas. Just to like improve their shoes a little bit, in my personal opinion, right? So it's really cool that they've been doing that. So here are some of the updates, right? So first of all, if you guys do want to cop any of these shoes, the Player 1 and also the Player 1 2023 version with these really dope colorways, I'll try to leave the link in the description box. But let's get started right off with the Tracciones, right? So the first problem was the outsole, right? So the outsole was really good for traction, right? If you're playing on an indoor court, it has an amazing bite. It bites through dust really well too. That's a nice loud high-pitched squeak, right? So I had no problems with, you know, the performance, but it just didn't seem very durable, right? So in the originals, we had kind of like a herringbone traction pattern, or basically like a herringbone traction pattern, but in between those grooves, we had more little nubbies, right? And that's not, it's just the rubber is pretty thin and also is pretty damn soft, so it just didn't seem very durable. And they said they made the outsole slightly thicker in the 2023 version, which honestly though, I've been trying to look at it very closely and it's kind of hard to tell if it's that much thicker, right? Maybe by a little bit, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell for me personally, but they did say it is slightly thicker. So if you're gonna be playing on an outdoor court, it'll be a little bit better for durability. I still don't think it's gonna be amazing, right? It's still a pretty soft rubber. The grooves are still thin. So if you're gonna be playing on an outdoor court, still not the best option, but it's dope that they did try to improve upon that, right? Also, when you first get the shoe, a lot of people were asking what this thing is, right? So it's like, what is this thing? It's like an insole kind of, but you put it underneath it's a drop-in midsole, if you guys didn't know, right? So it's a drop-in midsole and you put this like kind of insole thing underneath the drop-in midsole. So that is to make the fit a little bit tighter if that's what you would like. So the next difference is the laces, right? So they didn't really change all too much, right? It's just like in the original, it was just like a flat type of lace, which I didn't really mind all too much. And then in the new version, it's more like a rope. It's kind of ropier, I guess, a little bit more circular. I didn't really have any problems, like I said, with the old laces, so I don't know why they changed it up. But they say it's better for higher resistance. I don't really know what that means. But honestly, I don't really care too much for the new laces. It's whatever, right? I think the older laces look better in my personal opinion, right? So there's the laces there, and they also made the toe box a little bit more snug, right? So it's kind of hard for me to tell the difference because it's still a snug fit in both of the shoes, right? In the original and also in the 2023 version. And also another thing that you can do is you can put this thing in, right? So if you want it to be a little bit more snug as well, you can put this thing in and it makes the shoe more snug, especially here in the toe box. So that's really dope, just because fit is super important, right? And everyone has their own different preference. Also, everyone has their own different foot size and shape. So just to make it a little bit more adjustable, I think that's really cool, right? And just putting this underneath the drop-in midsole, it doesn't really do anything as far as affect cushion that much, really at all, honestly. So I think this is pretty damn cool. And also they made the tongue a little bit longer is what they say, right? So if you look at the toe box, the new version, the 2023, kind of comes down a little bit lower into the toe, like into the tip of the toe. So because of that, you can, you know, tighten here a little bit more. You can have more customization for the fit. In more of the toe box, right? As opposed to here in the original, just think of it like in the Trae-Youngs, right? The Trae-Youngs, they had 3 laces right here in the midfoot. You can't really adjust you know, the fit, you can't really tighten the fit here in the toe box all too much. So I do like how they, you know, added that as well. Again, it's not that big of a difference, but they are making some slight adjustments and making little improvements as well, which says a lot for the company. You know what I mean? They're trying to improve their product, which I think is amazing. And also another difference is that they made the heel a little bit narrower. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but it is a little bit narrower in shape right here, right? So if it's narrower, it's gonna cup your heel a little bit better. Honestly though, I didn't have any lockdown issues at all, so I don't know why they needed to add that. Maybe there were some people that had heel slippage, but I didn't really experience anything like that. So it doesn't really make that big of a difference for me, but you know, I guess the slight adjustment will be better for more people, right? And also from the inside, you can tell that the shape is a little bit more cupped and a little bit narrower as well in the newer version, the 2023 version, right? Also, another little difference is the lining. So in the new version, we have more of like a felt material, right? Look at that. It's like this soft felt material. And then in the original version, we have more of like a mesh, kind of like a mesh lining made of like polyester, something like that, nylon. Honestly, I think I like the old version a little bit better just because this felt material is like, it gets a little hot, you know what I mean? But honestly, it's not that big of a difference, you know? You have socks on, you can't really feel the material all too much. But that's just something that I noticed. But also, I guess since the tongue does sit a little bit lower into the shoe, the tongue comes up a little bit less in the 2023 version. Look at that. In the original Player 1, the tongue comes up a little bit more, as you guys can see. You know, not that big of a difference. They're both, you know, half booty construction tongues. And honestly, you know, I played in both of the shoes and there's not that big of a difference. You know what I mean? So the fit is still really, really short, right? So if you want to get the shoe, I would suggest going up like a full size. I went up a full size and still a pretty damn snug fit. So for most people, I would suggest going up a full size. And also, I still have a little bit of problem with the width a little bit, right? So right here, it does seem to get a little narrow and my pinky toe is jammed a little bit. So not that big of a deal, just because once I start playing, I don't really notice it all too much. But when I'm like casually walking around, this does bother me a little bit as well. And honestly, the adjustments are very minimal. Right? Honestly, I don't really feel it that much, but it's good to see that they're trying to improve upon their product and also listening to the feedback of their consumers, right? Honestly, let's check the weight though. I wonder which one's lighter. So the 2023 version is 12 ounces flat. And then the original version is 11.2 ounces. So that actually is a good amount of weight difference. And 0.8 ounces, yeah, honestly, I don't really notice it all too much. And also another thing that they made different, they lifted the arch here in the drop-in midsole a little bit. It even says lifted arch right here, right? So if you have a flatter foot, that'll be good for arch support, which I think is a good thing. But you know, it is slightly raised, so that is a good thing as well. But anyways, that about concludes this video. The Player 1 is an amazing shoe, and I've been playing it a lot recently. And it's just my go-to shoe, honestly, right now. The performance is great, and also it's a great gym shoe. If I'm working out as well, I wear it around too. So anyways, again, if you guys do want to cop any of these shoes, I try to leave the link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.